Can you confirm my screen is visible or not?
It's not visible.
Not visible.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And coming to last assignment, what I have given, that is this one.
Okay, Ravi, I have completed it. Thank you.
Yes. So today we will learn few more functions. Okay. And coming to database learning part, Mulesoft has very good documentation. Okay. So whenever you want to learn the database, so you can open database Mulesoft document. Okay. And in that document, they have explained all the predefined functions and they have given example for each predefined function. Okay. You can go to Mule runtime and then here database and then in language, right? Database for example, let me quickly check. Database reference. Go to database reference and here you will get all these predefined functions with their example. Okay. So let me take some predefined functions here from here only. Okay. So like last time you have seen, we used plus plus. Okay. Can anyone tell me what was the use of plus plus function?
Concatenation.
Concatenation.
Yes. So what it will do, it will concatenate two string value. Okay. But if you want to concatenate two number value, okay, then you need to use plus function like how we do mathematical operation. So plus, minus, multiply, divide is there. Okay. So you take care what you are trying to add, string value or integer value. Based on that, you need to select either plus plus or you should use plus minus single one. Okay. Few more important things are there. Let me quickly pin that. Okay. If you will have multiple conditions. Okay. Let's say this and this condition. Both condition must be there. Then you will use and. Okay. If you will have any of the condition in database. Okay. In that case, you will use or. Okay. If you have that condition should not match, then you will use not, this not. And both I think will give you negative result. Okay. So for this one, if you remember, Okay. When we were working on one assignment where we were writing the condition, okay, for age and all, to check the free ticket and all. Okay, you have used this AND operation at that time. Everyone remember this? When we did one small assignment for free ticket, who is eligible, who is not eligible. Okay, we had
Yes, right.
multiple condition and we used AND operator. Okay, so like that, if you have both condition must be matching, then you will use AND. If any of this condition should be matching, then you will use OR. If you want to revert of that particular condition, then you will use not or not. Okay. So for this, we have already seen one example and we will keep going through multiple examples. The part is fine. Actually, there are some syntax are there which we use very frequently. I'm looking for that one. Actually, in their documentation, they have given find at this moment. Just give me 1 minute. Actually, I'm looking for something that is very important. Like you must need to know. Yeah, this one. Okay. So this one you people need to know, and this is very important. Okay. So when you will work on data view, so these selectors will play very important role. Okay. So let me take one example and parallelly I will keep showing each selector. I think I should have in Notepad. Hmm. So here we have JSON payload. Okay. So we have array. Inside array, we have this repeating node. Okay. So this one, second one, this one, third one, like that. We have repeating nodes here. Okay, repeating child element. So first thing what we want to see, single value selector. Okay. If you want to select any single value, how you can do that? So first, like there will be dot and then there will be key name. Okay. How we will do that? Let's say payload dot is actually array. So it's better to have first single JSON. So if you want to select single value, then what you need to do, payload dot ID. Okay, you will get this ID from here. Okay, and if same thing I do for this, you can see you are getting all the ID from each payload. If you are taking this as a array and within that array, you have many repeating element and each element has ID. So once you will do payload.id, you will get all the ID. And if you will have single JSON object, then payload.id will give you single ID. Okay. If you want to get the ID from first index, okay. So whenever we talk about the array, so it will be divided into index. So this will be 0th index. So if you want ID from 0th index, then it will be payload 0.index, 0.id. So you are getting again ID from first one. If you want ID from this one, then what will be here? Payload 1.id. So if you want to have like, so this dot is a single selector. So in database, we have many selectors. So if you want to select any single value, then we will use the dot. Okay. What if it contains true ID? And so you can see I'm getting this ID. I'm not getting this ID value. Okay. So how to get this one? So here you need to use payload dot star ID. What does it means? Multi-selector. Okay. So if you want to select multiple value, then you will use like this. Okay. For that matching key, if you want to get any value, then you will use this. Everyone clear with this single selector and multi-selector?
Yes, Ravi.
Yes, Ram.
Next we have descendant. Okay. Let's say just 1 more minute. So for descendant, what happened? You can see double dot is there. Okay. So if we have case like this,
Ravi, one question here.
yes, go ahead.
When you put payload.id, right? Um it gave ID from all the objects in the array.
Sumit, your
But
voice is breaking. Voice is breaking.
uh, okay, not sure. Maybe network problem.
Okay, you can put in
But
chat. Put in chat your question.
okay.
Yeah. So here you can see now we have payload. Payload has address and address has city. Correct? So what will be syntax? Payload dot address dot city. But there might be possibility in input payload. You don't know after how many child element this city will come. Okay. Like we don't know how many child elements will be there. So if you want to handle this, then what you can do? See, still we are getting Kolkata. What I did, I removed this field name like child element. Okay, we are getting wherever you will get city. Okay, let's say I am adding city here also. So if you will have requirement, you want to retrieve the city from entire payload, wherever the city is there, then you can use this double dot. Everyone clear on this part? So this is the single selector, this is the multi selector, this is the descendant selector. Okay. Now, so here, if you want to get the key value pair, okay, let's say so what we are getting here, we are getting both key value pair from this JSON object. Okay, sometime you might need this. If there is a matching key, then get the key value pair from there. This will be very rare requirement, but you will get this. Everyone clear on this part?
Ravi, can you explain this again, please?
So here we have one JSON object, and from this JSON object, I want all the, like I want the key value pair both. Okay. When I do payload.id, you will get only this value, ID value. But if you want ID equals to 1, then what you need to do? You need to put n. So now you you are getting ID equals to 1.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so this will not be very frequently used selector, but you will need this. Okay. Okay, index one we have already seen. Okay, index one. Let me. So if you want first object, then you will put index 0, index 1 for second object. So this indexing will help you to get child of the array. Okay. Then range. Okay, in index you can provide range also. Let's say you want first, second, third. Okay, we want first, second, third. So range will be 0 to 2. First, second, third. Everyone clear on this part?
Yes, Ravi.
Okay. If you want all this, like you don't know what is the last index. Okay, there are 100, sometime 90, sometime 95, sometime 2000. You don't know syntax, then instead of putting the last index, you will put -1. Okay, so it will give you all. Okay, so this part, hope everyone clear. If anyone has any query, let me know. XML part I will explain later. Okay, I'm not taking XML. So XML has lots of things. Okay, so I will teach you that part.
Yeah, Ravi, can you repeat the last part, please?
Okay, this is the range one. Like if you want to, let's say we have this array. Okay, in this array, I want first element, second element, third element. So what you can do, you can define range here, 0 to 2. So 0 will be first object, 1 will be second object, 2 will be third object. So we are getting till this point. Okay, but if you want all object, we don't know how many are there. Okay, then you can put -1. So -1 represent last index. Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
So XML part I will not take much, but only attribute part let me explain. Okay. So now if you want to get the value of from, okay. Yeah. If you want to get the value from this from, okay. So then syntax will be payload dot from, correct? Let me take the result in JSON. So payload dot from giving JSON null value. Okay. So it will be payload dot not dot from. Okay. What will be other syntax? One syntax will be payload dot not dot from. So what will be other syntax?
Payload dot from.
Yes, correct. So other will be payload dot dot from. So we got Jani. Okay. Now, if you want to get two, then same payload dot not dot two or payload dot two. Okay, anything is fine. We are getting two value and from value also. If I want to get this value from this attribute, okay. So this is like when we are writing the XML payload. So in XML payload, we can write the attribute. Okay, this is the format of writing attribute. If you want to get the value of the attribute, so how we can do that? So that part we will check. So for that, syntax is attribute name, sorry, payload dot at the rate of attribute name. Payload dot at the rate of it.
Payload dot note we have to give or directly?
Payload dot not. Okay. Payload dot not, and then at attribute name at the rate of attribute name. Let me see their syntax, what they have written in documentation. Actually, I know this syntax, but they have mentioned, okay, this is also given me. Payload dot not, and then dot at the rate of attribute name. Okay, but other syntax, this is also supported syntax, and I am using this syntax only. Payload dot attribute name, and in bracket you can, sorry, payload dot not, and then in bracket you can put attribute name. So both will work. Okay, so this is the another selector. Then namespace.
Uh, for this XML part, when you are given like payload dot from, it return null. So you should give dot from.
Sorry, tell me again which one.
No, when you are given like payload dot from FROM, it has returned null.
Yes,
Okay,
since
because in pay.
not
Uh-huh.
in between, we have one more element that is not.
Okay.
Okay, this one also we have seen. Then namespace. This one, let me see. This one I even like I'm not using. So payload dot id. Namespace again, it will be in XML only. So you want to know the namespace of the XML. Let me see any XML sample with namespace. So hope everyone know what is namespace in XML. So whenever we want to put some identifier to avoid any kind of collision in between two elements, then we use namespace. Yeah, like this. So here you can see namespace is H. Okay, but this one is better example. So here, if I want to get this namespace, H namespace, so it will be payload dot payload dot root dot table dot has. So when you will write this dot has, so it will give you namespace. So you can see here, this is the namespace. Very rarely you will use this function to retrieve the namespace from the XML payload.
Ravi, in the previous example, um, for the attribute, right? We fetch the value of the attribute. Suppose we
Yes.
want to fetch the value of the, I mean, date. I mean, date is the attribute name, and its value is that some value is there, right? So at the rate, if we put at the rate date, then it will give the value. But uh, if we want to check that a certain element has what attribute, is there a way to check that?
Sorry. Last, can you tell me last sentence? What you want
Mm,
to check?
can you go back to that example? Like, do you have that open, or have you closed it? Like you showed right once sometime back that if we want to fetch the key, so in a object, so I just wanted to check if there is a way to fetch the attribute name an element has.
I do one thing. Let me add one attribute here.
Yeah.
So now we have this attribute.
Yeah. So if you do at the rate date, you'll get the date. So I wanted to check how can I get the attribute name? Like how can I have date in the output?
Want both date and this, date
Yeah.
and their value.
Date and
So
their
for
value, or just the date, just the attribute name or attribute name value, whatever it is.
okay. So here only we seen yeah, not this one key value pair. Okay. So I'm not 100% sure it will work, but let's try this one. So if you want to key value pair, okay, in same position, you need to write and then key name. Okay. So here, it will be difficult, but I need to check. Sure.
Okay, no problem.
So what else selector we have? Space we have seen key present. Okay. So this, if you will put key name and then question mark, then it will give you true and false that key exists or not. Okay. So we can take any one example. So let's say ID and then question mark. If I check ID one question mark, then false since ID one doesn't exist, but ID exists. Okay. So next what we have assert present. This one I haven't used and We can skip this one. Very rarely you will get. Then filter function. Okay. So filter part, like we are going to have very detailed. Sorry, I'm not sure. I got some cold. So just give me one. So for filter part, like we have some one predefined function, filter function also, which we will use while working on data view. And this is filter about the key value pair particular. Okay. So if you have input like array or object and you want to search for any key value pair, then we use this filter. But this filter I rarely seen anyone is using. Okay, but we have one filter function that we use very widely. So we'll go through that filter function. And metadata is also like very rarely used, so we can skip at this moment. Now, if you want to see filter function, how this filter function works, so let me show you. So here you can see we have one array. Within that array, we have many JSON objects. But what I want only those, I want out of this one JSON object which contains ID value 1. Okay. So here what you will do, payload dot filter, and this will be syntax item comma index. So item comma index means item will be this and index will be 0 in first iteration. So what it will do, filter function will iterate on each element of array and it will check the condition what you will write here. The condition we haven't written here at this moment, but whatever condition you will write here, filter function iterate on each element of this array. Okay, and it will check this condition. So what condition? And in each iteration, item will be object and index will be their index. So first iteration, item will be this, index will be 0. Second iteration, item will be this, index will be 1. Third iteration, item will be this, index will be 2. Okay, index start from 0, so index will be 2. So here what will be, if I want to get if I want to get all the like JSON object having ID 1. Okay, so syntax will be where item dot ID equals to 1. So we have only one JSON object where ID equals to 1. So we got this one. Okay. Now if I will check for 3, we have only one. Okay, here it's not checking second one. Okay, if you want to check with second one also, then what was our syntax? It will check for all
Star
star.
dot star.
That is not okay. Okay, it will not take. Why it will not take? Since this item, okay, first time item will be this. Second time item will be this. So structure is not same here. So we should not use this example here. But if you, let's say I want to get all the JSON object having ID greater than 2. So you can put that kind of condition. Greater than equals to 2 or 3 something. So here you are getting 2 also, 3 also, 4 also. Everyone clear with this filter function? Okay, so for today, we will end our session only. So whatever function we discuss, okay, try to do some example or same example in your system. Okay, for practice part, let me send all this payload in chat.
Also, please share the recording, Ravi, so that while doing hands-on, if you're stuck, we can refer the recording.
Okay. So this payload we use, this is same one, and this is the different payload. Yeah, so this payload will help you. So before ending this call, you need to copy this. Then only you will able to access. Okay, fine then. So we are good for today. Let's connect tomorrow on same time.